If you're trying to replace your roof airbags in this car, 2016 I think to 2018 Chevy Cruze, the way you do it, you have these black plastic trims in the front on both sides. It just snaps in, so you wedge a plastic tool in there and you pull it back enough to fit your fingers, and then it just pops off, but it doesn't come off all the way. It's being held by these elastic bands, so when the bag blows, that piece won't fly into your face, but it pops off enough to where you can fit your tool in there to undo the bolts. The way you do your mirrors, you have right behind here, you use like a flathead screwdriver and you pop it out, and there's a bolt there. And then you have this plastic piece right here. It's split in half, so it just pops right off. And you have 3 screws in there too. And then same thing on the other side. Over here you have those 2 little plastic pieces you pop off. There's 2 bolts there. Same thing here. You pop that down, there's a bolt there. Behind that little plastic piece that you pop out is another bolt. And same thing here, it won't come off, but it after you undo that bolt, you can pull it far enough back to reach your tool in there to undo the bolt for the bag. You have these 2 little plastic pop in pieces, whatever they're called. You have another one of those on this side, and you have another roof piece right there. This light in the back here, it's not being held up by any screws or nothing. And then this main piece here, there's 2 steel snap-in things only, so you know, don't attempt to pop this off or nothing, because you don't have to. As soon as you undo the bolts from the smear on both sides, mine just pretty much like fell down. Okay, so after you get the 3 screws out, it's still obviously being held by this little plastic piece. It's got 2 little parts you squeeze in and it comes out. I didn't know that. Obviously, I just used my little plastic pry bar and it popped out, and it's connected obviously because these mirrors have a light in them. And if you look on top of the inside of the roof, it's got this little, the center roof piece, you know, the one that has the OnStar and stuff, it actually, I just kind of gave it a light tug and it popped out. It looks like it was just being held by these 2 steel brackets or steel pins, whatever you want to call them. Alright, so I figured it out. It was actually simple. You just put a skinny screwdriver and go upward, and at the same time as you're going up, you pull it out. Bolt there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you have one right there too, number 7. I think that's about it. And then obviously you have to disconnect this clip, and I believe it's the same kind where you need to pull these 2 pieces from both sides at the same time. The ends are gonna have this little piece of steel that kind of snaps into not snaps, but hooks into there. And it's in the back part of it and in the front part on both sides. What I noticed is it's faster and easier to unbolt this, and you have a little plastic clip right next to it, and you just pull that out, and there's a clip again right there. So you just kind of push this whole unit towards the front and then pull out. There you go, and it comes out, and then you have a lot better room to pull both tabs at once, because when it's up here it's like this, and I couldn't get to the top tab. So I was about to put these new airbags in the car when I noticed that the part that I got to plug into the car wasn't the same. So I went back to the place I bought them from, and they said that with some of the like 2018 Chevy Cruzes or newer, it's the same airbag, but the part that you clip in is different, and they were telling me that you just swap that out. So you take the new one and you swap it out with the old one. You said you put 2 screwdrivers in like that, and it pops right out. Swap it out with the new one. This is what the new one looks like. And this is the old one. So yeah, you might end up with this same problem, depending, I guess, what airbags you get. Alright, so I swapped that plastic clip, so I'm ready to put back the new airbag. So first thing is I'm gonna clip it last, because it's very close to this bolt, so I'm gonna clip it after it's all bolted in. So pretty much you just go in reverse, the way you took it out, or the way I took it out. Now we go in reverse with it. Alright, so I got both roof bags, airbags installed. My suggestion is to start in the middle. The compressed air tank thing, it's got a little metal latch on the back of it, and it goes into this hole that's on the body of the car. So if you don't start there and you start at like one end or the other, it's going to be hard to put that into its hole. So what worked the best for me was to put that in where it's supposed to go, and then bolt that one, and then I skipped the next 2 bolts, and I put the very last bolt in, because it has like a hook that needs to hook into a hole over there. And if you bolt these other 2 first, then you won't have enough slack. And it's the same way here in the front too. So what I suggest is to first do the middle part, like I said, bolt that, then go to one end, bolt that, then bolt the next two, and then you can go here to the front, bolt that first one. The first one and the second one in the front also have like a hook, so do the first one all the way at the end, and second one, and the next two that go up to the middle, and that's it. Obviously don't forget to plug in the connection. I plugged it in last because if you use a socket, it's very tight, and you could maybe screw up the plastic if you squeeze it too hard. So I put all the bolts in, then I plugged it in, and I did it on both sides. You can't really see because the roof's all down, but now I can start to reinstall the roof. Okay, so you gotta make sure you put the white plastic piece back. It goes on top of the roof, and then obviously don't forget to reconnect your mirror. There we go. So yeah, make sure you don't forget this, because this plastic, it holds this mirror piece, it snaps into it, and then obviously also those 3 screws are gonna screw up there into the metal. But until you do that, that white plastic piece is gonna hold the mirror. So I'm gonna go do it on the other side, and then I'm going to just snap the front part of the roof up. Like I said earlier, those 2 brackets just get snapped up in there, and then the rest of the front gets held up by these 2 pieces, one here and one on the other side. So I stopped filming after I showed you how to reinstall the front part of the roof with the mirrors, because I mean, it's pretty much, you just do the opposite of what you did to remove it, you know. So after you reinstall the mirrors, you reinstall the door handle, the hooks on both sides, and these 2 little plastic pieces. After you did that, then you can snap in those 2 front black plastic trims, and in the back too, you gotta put the roof behind this plastic thing. So once you do that, then you can screw in the bolt, and also make sure you wedge your roof behind this seal, you know, on all 4 doors. And that's it. Hope this helps someone.